Okay, ready?
Go!
Go. Hello.
Morning, everybody. Got a new little
Yeah,
setup.
we're chilling.
Do you know what? We just thought the dinner table, it's like, it was a bit conferencey.
Bit corporate, wasn't it?
Yeah. We
I
just wanted
liked
a little
it.
chill corner.
So how do you like this? Got
How do you
coffee.
How do you like your eggs in the morning?
With a kiss. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon, whatever.
time you're listening.
Hopefully you can still all hear us today because our mics are obviously.
Yeah, we're having a
On
bit
the
of a
floor.
microphone problem.
And I've upgraded. I haven't got sellotape this week. I've got, what are they called?
Cable ties.
Cable ties.
Why I have a type of cable ties is a story for a whole nother episode.
I know. But anyway, welcome back. So in this pod, we're going to talk about. Emma's mainly going to lead this one because she's single. We're going to talk about being single and happy.
How to be single and happy.
Yeah.
Like, we're trying to think of topics and things that are like a bit more off of our usual slagging off men kind of thing, and how
Yeah.
pissed off we are. And yeah, that was one of them. And we think that's a good one to sort of kick it off on.
Definitely.
Because a lot of people out there are single and really unhappily single.
I know from my own previous experience, I've never been really happy when I've been single.
I've
always been
happy.
chasing for some. I always feel like I always used to feel like that I needed another guy in my life to make me happy. It's really sad, isn't it?
So it's not sad. So many women are like that. I've never really been like that. Well, not like in my older years. Maybe when I was like a lot younger, I would like really want a boyfriend. But as I've like, say in the last 10, 15 years, I'm like my happiest when I'm single. I absolutely love it. I'm really reluctant to enter into relationships. Like, don't get me wrong, I would obviously love to meet somebody and get into a relationship with them and be happy. But it's never something that I've actively looked for.
Yeah.
I've always been a really happy single. Like, I love my own company. I love, like, the no control. Like, there's nobody to answer to. Not even control. Like, say if you are in a relationship and you want to do something on a Saturday, like, you almost have to check with them or pass it by there because there's two of you.
Yeah.
And you need to make sure, like, they're cool with it. They haven't got anything planned. Like, they're going to be all right off doing their own stuff. Whereas when I'm single, like, I literally do whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want.
With no one to take.
I've got no one else to think about. The only person I have to think about is my kid, and she just does it with me. So, like, it's all good. But yeah, like, even when I've had little stints of seeing guys, like, I've been single now for a couple of years, but I've seen, like, a couple of people. Even in those short periods of time, I've been in it and thought I've been really enjoying it, and like, oh, this is it, I'm really happy, I've met someone. Like, I've never actually been as happy with them as when I then come out of it. Obviously the little intermittent bit is a bit shit. You get like them couple of days of like, what did I do wrong? Like, why don't they like me anymore? Stuff like that. But as soon as I'm out of it, I'm so fucking happy again. I genuinely love being single. It makes me the happiest.
That's probably why you're so picky now as well, because you're probably thinking, I don't need to go on dates just to like fill the space.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
literally.
mean? I'll only go on a date if I'm really into you.
Like,
or,
really like the person.
When I was before, obviously when I was single, I used to be, if there was periods where I was single, if there were guys trying to take me on dates, I'd be like, yeah. I never want. I don't know if it's the attention thing, but I just don't. Like, I didn't like being on my own. Even when I lived on my own when I was single, I'd have my girls round all the time.
Living on my own is like,
yeah.
That's another thing I really struggle with, meeting somebody, like thinking, how would this work long term? Like, I love my own home, like I love my own space. I've heard of couples who are married and they live separately, and that to me feels like
that's
the
like
dream.
That is literally like me and Lewis. That's probably why we get on a little bit better now.
I would literally love that.
Like, we spend a lot more time apart, I'd say, than together. We've got a different. I guess when we first met, it was a bit like that because he obviously went away for a few years, and then we were together all the time, and it was just like we were both like, oh, we love our own space. So he does. We do. I think we have that good balance. And when, like you were saying a minute ago, when I do sometimes, if he says to me, oh, I'm going out tonight or this, that, I'm like, secretly, I'm like, yes. I haven't got to worry about what's cooking for dinner. I don't have to worry about what to put on telly. I don't have to worry about looking like half decent, and I can literally lay on the sofa like this, eating what I want. Do you know what I mean? I do love my own time.
When I'm with somebody, I was reading up about this last night. There's loads of different relationship personalities, like types. Like we're all fit into a category of the kind of relationships that we have. And mine, I can't remember what it was called now. I'm gonna have to get it up. But mine was like this. I'm this type of person when I enter a relationship, and I'm basically
A psycho.
needy,
I'm joking.
an absolute fucking detective psychopath.
I'm needy. That must be.
And I'm really
cancer
needy.
thing.
Hang on, let me see.
Needy is in what way?
I'm an all or nothing girl.
Yeah.
I'm obsessive compulsive
Yeah.
in most things. This is probably why I can't, like, I would never do drugs and stuff, because I'd probably become incredibly addicted. I have an addictive personality.
I like that.
I can't have a glass of wine. I have to have a bottle.
Yeah,
I can't go out for a couple of drinks. Like, I have to go out and get battered.
Yeah.
I'm an all or nothing. I'm all in or I'm all out. Like, this is why I don't do well with seeing people.
Shit.
No,
Yeah.
I can't date. I'm not a dater, serial dater, because the second I like somebody, I'm all in and I will give them all of me.
Yeah.
And the silly mistake I make is to expect all of them back,
Yeah.
and I never have got it back what I've
Yeah.
given, and then obviously that leads to all kinds of problems. But the type of relationship, that person that I am, it's called a thing, and the reason why I do it is because I suffer with severe anxiety, and I've like a real fear of losing people or being rejected.
Yeah.
And that's why I look for one or two really good things in somebody and I hold on to that.
Yeah.
It could be like, oh my God, he's an amazing dad. Like, I love him. Like, not that extreme, but you know, it could be that extreme sometimes, to be honest. Like I do
one
fall in
good
love
point
over
about them,
yeah,
and
I hold on,
over that.
I obsess over it, and I imagine what we will be in years to come and things like that. Like, I genuinely do that. It's not a good way to be.
I do that as well. Like, if you're on a date with someone, like say for instance the first date and it's all going well, I would sit there and be like, can you imagine what our children are going to look like? Can you imagine what my wedding dress is?
No, I do,
like?
and I don't even want to get married, but I will literally sit there and visualise our wedding. Like, he will convince me to want to get married because he's going to love me that much.
When's he going to move in?
Yeah, it's I can't bloody find the personality chart. Hang on, I'll keep looking. But yeah, where I was going with that, where was I going with that? Like, that's like when I'm in, we were saying about how you're happy when Lewis goes off and does stuff. When I'm entering into a relationship or in a relationship, I want to give that person all of my time and I want all of their time back. So if I was seeing someone and they're like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like upset, I'm not controlling or anything, like, you can do your stuff and I'll do my stuff, but if we both have free time, like, I want that time to be together, and if it's not, I'm offended. So if, like, you said when Lewis is like, oh, I'm gonna do this tonight, and you're like, yes, time alone, I would literally be like, why don't you want to spend that time with me? Like, what's wrong with me? Which is probably why when I'm single, I don't have all that shit to worry about or care about, and it's just me. I'm happy in my own company. That's probably why I'm happier single than I am when I'm dating someone or seeing someone or with somebody in a relationship, because of the type of personality that I am. I'm all or nothing. Like, I'm literally all or nothing. I can't find that happy medium. I've got better as time's gone on. Like, you know, obviously, like, I own my own home now. Like, I've got my daughter. We have our own life. So I'm much more comfortable allowing them to have their life and me have my life. But I still need a lot of reassurance and a lot of time and presence with somebody to make me happy in a relationship. And if I don't get that, then I'm not happy, and then I self-sabotage. And I want them gone, and I want to be alone again, to be happy in my own bubble again without having to all this nervous anxiety about what they're thinking about me. Why don't they like me? Why is my time not like, why haven't they replied? Because I like blame myself for everything. Like, I criticise myself. When I'm single, I'm happiest little fucking cunt you'll ever come across. Like, genuinely, you will never meet me happier. You will never see me happier than when I'm single. And it's really, like, it's fucked up, innit? Because like, we're all supposed to be on this earth to like meet our partner and be happy with them, and I'm just so much happier on my own.
I've never been happy single, really. Well, that's a lie. I've always not jumped from relationship, but I've always been quite long. The relationship I'm in now is my longest relationship, and it's like my best relationship because obviously I've had kids with him. But before I met Lewis, I I was single obviously when I met Lewis, but that was the happiest I'd been, and I think that's why I met him.
Yeah.
Because like before when I've been single and I've been unhappy, I was just going out partying all the time or out like trying to meet people, and I wasn't meeting anyone, or I was meeting the wrong person. When I was actually truly happy being single and like a place where I loved my own company and it's so cheesy, but they say, don't they, you need to love yourself before anyone else can love you.
This is a point I really want to talk about. See, I'm the complete opposite.
Really?
I think that is the biggest utter bullshit
I
in the
think
world.
it's actually, I honestly think, I used to think it was bullshit when I was younger because people used to say it to me, but now I do think it's true, because the minute I'm happy in myself, you're not worrying about what other people think about you or going out searching for someone else. That's when you truly attract more happiness back to you.
Absolutely, I agree with that. What you put out, you do definitely attract. But if you look at that term as a whole, like no one can love you until you love yourself. What does that mean? That everybody that isn't fully in love with themselves is not worthy of love?
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Like, I used to believe that was true, and I used to think I need to be the best version of myself to get the best version of somebody for me.
Yeah.
I actually don't believe that at all. We're human beings at the end of the day, and we have daily fucking turmoil and emotions, and we live in a fucking horrible, evil, horrific world. How are we expected? How much pressure is that putting on women to be the happiest, loveliest, most beautiful versions of themselves? Oh, you don't actually deserve any love.
I'm only going to get a boyfriend if I'm happy and like force
I feel
myself.
like there's been so many times, like I'm really happy in myself at the moment, and I absolutely love myself, and everything about me I wouldn't change a thing. But there's been so many years of my life I've not been like that, and I've been depressed, I've hated myself, I've had all these shit things going on, and they were the times I needed somebody the most to come and fucking love me and show me my worth and help me through it. But so that's saying to me now, if I look at it now from like where I am in a place in life now, that's saying to me, I think it's a really horrible thing to push onto people, that you're actually not worthy of love unless you love yourself. Because let's be honest, like, who can genuinely sit there and say that they fully love themselves? I know I can. Today, maybe I couldn't say that. That is an up and down thing. Like, I have my days.
I don't love myself at the minute.
And so what does that mean? That no one else can love you? No, it doesn't. That means you need more love from people around you. You need more to show you, you're a worthy person, and to help you through this thing that you're feeling of yourself. So that's what I think on that.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But I can understand where it comes from. I think it's so important to have self-love, self-respect, and fucking be your number one fan. Big yourself up, look in the mirror and just be like, damn girl, you are fire. Like, I think that's amazing, and I wish everyone could have that. But in reality,
it's not reality.
It's not reality whatsoever. We're always criticising ourselves about things and finding fault in ourselves and being faulted by people around us. So yeah, I think it's a nice saying, but I just don't believe in it at all.
Yeah,
I think like everyone's worthy.
Everyone is worthy of love, and you shouldn't. That's true. You shouldn't think I can only go searching for love if I'm happy, or if I'm miserable, or don't feel myself today. No one's gonna love me. So don't think like that, obviously. But at the time when I was single, I was really unhappy, and the minute I focused on myself and didn't worry about getting in a relationship or meeting someone else, and really begun to sort of like work on my own issues and better myself as a person, that's when I wasn't looking for someone.
Absolutely.
And that's when I met someone.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean, but then again, you don't want to be this depressed fucking person walking around, and no one's going to want you. But then at the same time, when you're feeling that low and you are in that stage of life, you need more love. You need someone. So I get what you mean.
But I do agree with you though that you shouldn't go out looking for.
No, you won't find it.
If you go out, I feel like if you go out with this list of things that you're looking for in a person,
you're never gonna fucking find it. So
yeah,
give up.
I ain't gonna find it.
Yeah,
because I've been looking for a long time, and they don't exist. Just
literally, and never.
But if you have like a list of things that you are searching for, if you were to find the person that meets your criteria, you're so focused on ticking off the boxes of what you want that you're actually going to miss all the things that you don't want.
Yeah, true.
And it's kind of what I do. It's what I do. So like, I'm not actively looking for relationships or for partners or anything like that. But then when I do meet somebody, like I cling on to their really good points, the things that I really love about them. and I kind of forget about all the bad shit, and I'm like, oh, pink flag, rose coloured flag. I'm like, but really I should be like, that's a fucking red flag. Red flag, you're gone. But I'm like,
because he's got one blue flag, I'll cling on to that one blue flag.
Exactly.
And forget about all the other red flags that are going on.
Yeah.
I completely do that.
Yeah.
Too.
And then we've looked. Yeah. So I don't think anyone should go out there like. I mean, for them to say no one should go out there looking for relationships is silly, because I mean, we're all secretly searching for love, aren't we?
Of course, that's what when we're going out and we're single, we're all secretly hoping we meet someone.
It is human nature. I'm still trying to find this
bloody... So what are your tips? What would you say your main tips are for being happy and single?
Well, my main thing that I could think of was that loving yourself thing. Like, don't believe the hype around you that you have to be X, Y, and Z to be happy and worthy. Like, I think it's really important to recognise what makes you happy. So what, like, people say to me, like, oh, do hobbies, like, do this, do that, like, doesn't, like, go to the gym, that doesn't make me happy. Like, things that make me happy are watching a film with my daughter on the sofa, shopping for clothes, like, that makes me happy. Like, arranging days out with my girlfriends, like, going out for food, they're the things that make me happy. So if I make sure, like, I'm doing all these things whilst I'm single, like, I'm happy. I don't need somebody else to come in and sort of make me. So just figure out what your things are. Like, what is it that makes you genuinely feel at peace and happy with yourself. Another thing I'd say as well, which I haven't done for a little while, but I started doing this about a year and a half ago. Every other Saturday, P would go to her dad's, and I would go and find a little cafe somewhere, and I would have a fry up on my own. And that was a thing that I did, and I actually loved it.
I love that.
I used to love just sitting there with ordering my fry up, got my drink. Like, it was a Saturday morning, the weather was lovely. I'd just be sat on my own, and I'd just sit on my phone, and I'd scroll through things, like, be watching people.
Would you ever have done that, like, in the past?
No.
Same.
I would never have gone anywhere on my own.
Sat on my own.
I used to be scared to go shopping, like clothes shopping up the city on my own. I wouldn't go up the city on my own. Yeah, I used to not want to go anywhere on my own.
I've always preferred shopping on my own.
I hated it.
I used to, like, years ago, I used to see, like, people sitting in restaurants on their own and think, oh my God, they've got some fucking balls sitting in a restaurant on their own. But now, I love how now it is so normal for a girl or a guy to go and have some dinner by themselves.
Yeah, I've gone out for Nando's on my own before.
I go to Wagamama's on my own.
I love it.
I literally, I sit. Don't get me wrong, I do sit there and pretend I'm on my phone, like, oh my God, like, I'm fucking sat here on my own, like. But the more and more I go, I just think, oh my God, why do I care that I'm sat in a restaurant on my own? It's making me happy. Yeah. Like, I want to be on my own. I don't want to be with a guy. I don't want to be with my kids. I just want to sit here and eat my fucking Wagamama's on my own.
When I'm, like, sat down doing something on my own, I feel fine, but I still get really bad anxiety, like, walking anywhere on my own. Like, even say if I got the city to the shops, love shopping on my own because I can just get shit done, look at what I want to look at. But when I, like, get out the car and I'm walking, like, through the car park into the centre towards the shop, like, I have to either be looking on my phone
or doing something,
or, like, phone somebody or something. If I'm just walking, I feel really uncomfortable. Yeah,
I'm like that. Not in shopping situations. I'm like that all the time in, like, say Penelope's party, for instance. Like, I knew that this is really, like, embarrassing because it's a fucking 4-year-old kids party. But I knew you were going to be there. I knew your mum, I know your sister. I know obviously loads of girls are there that I know. But I knew there would be people that I'd never met, and I'm on my own with my children, and I'm, like, just walking in, like, situations like that, like walking into parties on my own. Or if I go out for drinks with my girls and they've already been out, like, a few hours before because I haven't got a babysitter yet. And then I'll finally get a babysitter and I'll ring them. I'll say, like, right, where are you? They're like, right, we're in this pub. I'm like, can you come and get me outside? I'm like, fuck walking in a pub on my own when my friend's already there.
Yeah,
I'm like that.
Someone come and meet me.
And even, like, I'm 34 years old now. Like, I don't know why I'm like that. I'm just, like, so embarrassed to, like, walk into, like, these scenarios on my own, like, things like that.
Isn't it weird?
Yeah,
because I'm a bit the same. Like, not anything with P. If I've ever got P with me, I don't give a fuck about anything. I'll do anything on my own. I'll fucking go to the other side of the world on my own with her. I'm cool with that. It's when I'm on my own. I feel like, as well, since having Penelope, she gave me this, like, purpose. So anywhere I take her, like, I'm with a purpose all the time. I've just got her to look after, all this and the rest. And then the second she's not with me, I feel a little bit lost and, like, out of reach, and, like, I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know what my purpose is anymore. Maybe that's why I feel so anxious, like, going anywhere on my own, because I'm like, Where's my little purpose?
I think that's a
like?
mum thing as well, because I completely agree. Since having kids, I don't know what my purpose is anymore. Obviously, I go to work and I do my beauty and I still love all that and I love my fashion but other than that, I am just Abby the mum now. Do you know what I mean? You do. But when I don't have the girls with me, I'm like, oh my God, like...
Isn't it weird?
Yeah. You just don't know what to do with yourself anymore, do
No.
you? And I think that helps as well with being single and happy. Not saying it helps, you can only be single and happy when you've got kids. But when you've got children and you're single...
You've got much more purpose.
Yeah, you haven't got time to sit there and fucking cry over a boy.
Yeah.
Or sit there and try and find the next man. You know what I mean? You've got two, however many children you've got your children to look after. So I only really get sad when they're in bed and I'm sat there on my own. But in the day, like, you're busy looking after another human being. Like, you haven't got time to sit there and dwell about men. So I'd only find that I'd get upset, or in the past, is when me and Lewis have not been in a great place when he wasn't living at home. Like, I'd only really have time to think about it when the girls were in bed.
Mine is the evenings, when she goes to bed,
which is
and
the
I'm
time
just
you
sat
want
there and
your
I'm
guy.
like, right, well, I would have been talking to him now. Like, what the fuck do I do now?
What do I do?
And I do struggle with that, but I used to struggle with it more. Like, I used to literally, it would go on for weeks. Like, I wouldn't eat. I'd get bad anxiety. I'd be then messaging them because I need that back. I need that back. I don't know what to do with this time. But like, as an example, very recently, I've come out of a situation like that, and it was like literally 2 evenings I sat here and I was like feeling a bit shitty about it. But then I just thought, do you know what?
Back to being happy by myself.
Rather be by my fucking self than waiting for your dusty ass to message me.
Exactly.
Whether you're gonna do it or not, like, fuck that. Like,
I hate all that shit.
My life is not about waiting around for somebody to make me feel worthy. Like, I'm about making myself feel worthy.
And the beginning of any relationship, it should be fun, exciting all the time. It shouldn't be. I hate that part of relationship.
Game players.
Yeah, literally, when you're sat there at gripping anxiety, thinking, are they gonna fucking message me?
Do you know what winds me up the most is
I like that all the time.
I'm obviously a really happy single person. I don't go out there looking for people. And what fucks me off is when these men enter my life with bad intentions, telling me they have good intentions, wasting my time and disturbing my peace, putting a little hiccup into my life. Because, like, although it was only a couple of days where I felt shit, I still felt shit for 2 days because of you. There was no need for that. Like, I was very fucking happy on my own.
Shit.
Like, you pursued me. You fucking...
Filled my head with all this shit.
Yeah. And you disturbed my peace. Like, I was so happy single. So now... Yeah, now, anyway, that's happened. It took me fucking 2 days to get over it. Couldn't give a fuck
Are you going to go on the date?
I don't know.
I knew you were going to do this. I fucking knew it. It's Friday.
I know, but it was a day date anyway. It was like a late, because I'm going to the cinema
They're the
Friday night.
funnest
But
things.
it was like...
The funnest dates are day dates.
Do you know what, though? I'm just put off again, though. Like, it took me so long.
Yeah, and now if you've got back
even entertain somebody again, and I'm back here again, and I just think, fuck you all. I'm back at a even further back than I was before. Now I just think, fuck you all again. Like, fuck you all. No one's having my fucking... I wouldn't say I'm stubborn as a person. I'm actually a really understanding person, and like, I can change my ways of thinking. I'm not stubborn, but I have the highest fucking wall up that come down a little bit, and now someone just got to do one little thing to knock my confidence again, and my wall is 10 times higher than it was. So the next person, you're truly and utterly fucked coming into my life.
You've
because
got a harder job.
I've got another notch on my belt now that fucked me about. So
Good luck.
someone else is going to have to deal with that now, but I'm going to to deal with that as well.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say
it's like less trust again for me. Like, fucking fuck men. Yeah, I'm in like an anti-man era. This is my anti...
I know, this is like, our last pod, we was like, when we first come on, we was both like, we're fucking angry. And then my best friend listened to it, she was like, what's Lewis done now? And I was like, it's not always about men, but it mainly is always about men. I was like, no, he's actually not done anything now, but I'm fucked off.
I'm just fucked off at men in general. It's not even just this one particular person.
Yeah, no, he's not
really
even, he's not like, affected you at all.
That's a fucking... drop of fucking sand in the fucking
it's
desert.
It's just a fucking fact.
And other stuff as well. Like, I've got other stuff that's been going on behind closed doors that involves a male, and it's just fucking... They're all just pissing me off.
Tell me off, Mike, because I don't know that.
Oh, it's just baby dad drama that you do know about that. But that's just fucked me off and sent me on a spiral of thinking all about all the shit stuff that I have to fucking pick up. So that's pissed me off. Other fucking males pissed me off. And now this poor guy that I agreed to go on a date with on Friday, he's probably looking forward to it, and I'm sitting here
When
thinking,
are we putting this
I don't
up?
even-
Because if he obviously you've agreed
What day
to
is
the
it
day,
today?
it's Wednesday.
He doesn't listen to
I
our
was going to
pods. He
say,
doesn't
because
listen
he's
to-
going to be like, oh great, she's
no,
not even told me she doesn't want to go on a date. I've had to listen to it for
No,
a
he doesn't
fucking
listen.
podcast.
He doesn't listen to this. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
I'm not that cruel. But yeah.
So
I
those
don't
are
know.
Emma's tips on being single and happy.
Yeah, and I'm clearly fucking happy. No, but my tips are: work on yourself. Okay, spend time with yourself.
Yeah.
Take yourself out on dates. Buy yourself flowers. Buy yourself gifts. Look in the mirror and tell
You
yourself
can buy yourself
all the amazing stuff that
flowers.
you are.
Sorry, I had to do that. That's good.
And I think don't go out looking for replacements. Don't ever go back to exes. There are exes for a fucking
Have you been?
reason.
Have you done that?
All the time, and was one of my worst like traits. Is I would, because I've had like, let's say like 6 long relationships, and then a couple of like on and off seeing each other over years, because I struggle with going and getting to meet a new person from scratch. Like if I was to meet somebody on a dating site that I'd never met before, like I don't really like to conversate with them because I don't know them
and go and meet them for the first
I don't know
time.
that. I always recycle.
Yeah.
I constantly recycle exes.
Well, I used to. Same.
God, I constantly recycle exes, and it's such a bad thing to do because
just don't do it. Don't. I know we've both done it, but don't. That is a really good
I've
tip.
learned from that.
Don't
Like, I
go
don't
back
think I
to
would
your
ever do that again.
They're an ex for a reason, or when you have an ex and they go back to their ex-girlfriend, I'm like, oh, fucking hell.
That also happens to me all the time.
That happened to one of my exes. Like when we split up, he got back with his ex. Like his ex, like couple of exes before me. I was like, what the fuck? They're obviously exes now again.
I can't tell you. Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I cannot tell
recycle.
you though how
No.
many times this has happened to me. I genuinely have thought about setting up a business. Like, I've got a business plan for this. Okay, women hire me and they pay me to go into their ex's DMs. I date them for 2 to 6 months, and I will guarantee them that they will leave me and they will get back with her. Because it happens to me 9 times out of 10.
No, it doesn't. You just
No,
say
it does.
it.
No, it does, Abby. Honestly, like
Yeah,
I
but
can tell you, like 6 guys.
But they're
that
still
stand that
not
to me.
with them.
No, and then they do
And
stuff.
then they go
And
back
also,
again.
I don't actually want to do that to women because I don't want that crusty man back in your life.
And then you're never going to meet your own man because you're all fucking about with all crusty man exes.
Literally.
Good
But
business
it's a
idea.
good, like, if I was heartless enough to do that to the other women, because they would end up back with them, like, there's something in me that makes men realise, oh, actually, I really want to get back with my ex. Fuck this girl.
I think I've seen.
But it never
I've got
works,
back with
never
every
works.
every ex, and it never works.
Yeah, I've definitely got back with a lot of them.
Yeah. So definitely don't recycle, girls, because there was a reason
No.
why that you've been this.
And you will never be able to move on happily if you keep going back to the same mistakes that you were making. You need to learn from your mistakes, accept them, understand them, get counselling, read books. Like, you need to understand things so you can move on from it. Like, find what it is in your life that makes you happy, what makes you tick.
Yeah.
Obviously it's hard to love ourselves all the time and think we're amazing, but try and get there. Like, believe in yourself. You should believe in yourself, and we've, as a society, made women believe we shouldn't big ourselves up because we're stuck up, we love ourselves, we're bitches, shit like that. I'm none of them things, and I fucking love myself. And like, how inspiring is that for my daughter to see? And I have so many women message me all the time. Like, I've gone back on OnlyFans now. I went off it for a little stint, and then like the last week I thought, fuck this.
Plug there.
A little plug.
What is it again?
Princey Pie Official.
Princey Pie Official.
I went back on there 24 hours ago, or maybe just over, and like, honestly, so many people have subscribed already. I've got women messaging me.
What, in the 24 hours?
Yeah.
Wow.
To be fair, like, the main reason I did it is because I was like, I actually missed that little income because it's a good little money maker, so I did it. But then I thought, no, I'm feeling really good about myself again. I'm feeling really empowered.
So did you stop doing it when you were seeing that guy?
Yeah, I did. So I'd gone a bit quiet on it anyway. I had gone a little bit quiet on it and like veered off because I just couldn't find the time or the motivation. Yeah. But then when I started seeing this guy, I'm like I said, I'm all or nothing. Yeah. All eggs go in one basket for me.
That's respect, isn't it?
Like, it's just respect.
He didn't ask you to.
No, not
at all.
Because
you liked it.
Yeah, and then I decided, like, I'm going to close off the Instagram. I'm going to shut it down because I'm actually not comfortable, like, spending all my time speaking to and seeing this person whilst also having that. Yeah. Even if he was cool with it, like, I don't like that.
That's good.
And if I met somebody again, I would probably do the same. Like, I just don't have it in me to It's just not in my makeup. But while I'm on my own, I thought, fuck it, I'm going to get back on it. And I have. And like, I've got women messaging me saying like, so fucking happy you've gone back and done this.
And I bet it's a good confidence boost as well. I'd love it for that.
It is a bit of a confidence boost, but I don't like it because men are like, oh, you're so hot. Because to be honest, I get that anyway from blokes.
Don't need to be naked for them.
Yeah, like I could post a photo in a hoodie and I'll fucking get 6 guys message on my back on my story, heart eyes flames, like, oh fucking hell, I'd love to go in that. But I get a lot of messages from women who are watching me say I look fucking sick.
Women subscribers.
Yeah, a few women subscribers, but it's more like women on my Instagram, and they inbox me and they're like, I fucking love that you're back doing this. You look amazing. Love your confidence. Wish I had your confidence.
I love that from us girls.
That's what I like.
Yeah, I love it.
I get a bigger buzz of women liking me doing it.
I get a much bigger buzz if I get a compliment from a woman than a man.
I can give a fuck if I get a compliment from a man.
Because I know it's fucking bullshit anyway. They don't give a shit about my outfit. They're just thinking what's under it. Like, do you know what I mean? But if a woman's like you, I'm like, yes, thank you. So do you.
I love it.
So do you.
Do you think where was I the other day? I was somewhere and this woman just walked straight up to me and she was like, green is your how's red a shirt, and she was like, red is your fucking colour.
Oh, I love that.
Look at you.
I love that.
Red is your colour.
I bet that made your whole day.
It did. I was like,
I always try and do that when I'm out. And if
I see shoes I like or someone's hair, I'm like, your hair's sick.
Because when when people do it to me, it makes my day so much. And it's just the littlest thing, a littlest gesture can make someone's day. I tried doing it the other day to someone else and it backfired. I went in my local shop to send an every parcel, and the guy behind the till was doing the label, and he smelled so good. He smelled like this oody rich smell. And I was like, oh my god, you smell so good. And he literally went, give me my receipt. I was like, fuck. I felt like saying, I'm not trying it on with you. I just wanted to make your day. I was like, oh my god, you smell so nice. And he like gave me the dirtiest look, passed me my receipt, and like didn't even say anything. And I see him all the time. He normally says, have a nice day. I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing. That didn't work that time.
maybe he'd like just found his like wife cheating or something.
Yeah.
He got in a brawl with a fella and he smelled like him. So maybe when you say he smelled good, like.
But I'm still gonna do it because it does make people's day.
It does.
But yeah, don't recycle men.
Don't recycle men.
It doesn't
Find your
work.
inner happiness somehow. Like go out, date yourself, buy yourself stuff.
Get your own life, get your own hobbies. Obviously, some people do have hobbies.
Fucking hell, I just choked on my own spit.
Keeping busy is really important.
Really important.
Just get up, get out, read books. I find that helps me loads when I'm single, when I'm like going through a fucking bad.
Book a holiday.
Yeah.
That is a big one.
Yeah.
Go and travel.
Get a girl's holiday or book a holiday by yourself.
Yeah.
Go by
yourself. To go away by myself.
Yeah, so would I. I'd 100% go away.
I fucking kill too.
Go, yeah. I think those, and just don't worry, but just don't overthink it. Because at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone out there for everybody.
There is, and however long you're single for, better to be single and at peace than to be with somebody and at war.
And get your shit together while you're single, basically. So when you do meet a guy, you don't need that guy for anything.
Yeah,
you've got your own happiness, your own life. So if you was to split up or fall out, you know that you're not going to go back into that depressed state. You know that you've got your shit sorted.
It's really important to have your own like financial stability. I think for happiness. I know too many women who are in relationships purely because they cannot financially support themselves if they leave.
And
that's
then
really
they're going to stay
nothing
there.
against them because they've probably had their maternity, their husband's making good money, and then they're raising the children. So like nothing against that at all, but if you are in a situation like that, like you need to get some sort of hustle together,
or something that brings
or
a fire
just be broke for a bit, like downsize your house. Like happiness beats anything material. Like I was in a 1-bed fucking like bedsit temporary emergency accommodation with Penelope for nearly a year, and although it was like so fucking dingy and shit, and like it was opposite a brothel and the whole place stank of weed, fucking shittest year of my life. But do you know what? The peace that came. I
bet you were still happy though.
I was so happy. Like, and Pay, like, she just, from the day we went in there and left that fucking horrible house and that fucking person, from the day we went in, like, she was a different kid and I was a different person. And yeah, it was tough and we struggled and I didn't enjoy my surroundings, but the peace that came with it, like, that's the most important thing.
Because I used to be like that years ago. I used to think that materialistic things were all that was important. Like, I don't get me wrong, I still love my, like, if I have a bit of spare money, rather than it go on the kids, I'll spend it on myself on like a nice pair of shoes, or I'll save up and get a nice handbag. I do sell one in, one out. That is my policy now. I don't need that many
Mine's
handbags.
one out, 10
yeah,
in.
literally. But now I'm like, I'm not so much like that anymore. I'd much rather just have a peaceful, happy life. As long as I've won the lottery anyway, I've got 2 beautiful kids who are healthy. That is all that it matters in my life anymore.
Sure.
But I used to be like, oh my God, I want like the nicest of this and the nicest of that. But realistically, it doesn't make you happy at all.
I want all them things, and I do make sure that I make good money so I can live the lifestyle I want. But I've been in the fucking gutter before, and I've been just as happy.
And just as happy with having fuck all, literally. And don't settle either, because
never settle.
Yeah, because you've been single for ages, and you finally meet someone who's given you all the right signals, and you're vibing off each other, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'll settle, but don't fucking settle.
Because it will kick you in the ass down the road.
Settle, literally. And
set your standards at what they are. Like have your musts. And have your negotiables.
We spoke about this.
Negotiables.
We spoke about this, didn't we, in last week's pod, about the set your standards from so when you start dating a guy, set your standards from then, what you want out of a relationship, what you can give to a relationship, and what you want the guy to put in. I wish I followed my own advice, because I didn't do that at first. But
do you know what as well though? Like I put it out there exactly what I was expecting, exactly what I'll like, what I need, what I'll put up with, what I won't, and it's still fucked up for me.
Yeah.
So you know, you can only do so much. Yeah. It's about the other person as well. Like if that person's not meeting the standards that you have actively gone out there and said, these are my standards, this is what you need to be.
Yeah.
And this is what you continually need to be, and they're not doing it, like just drop that person.
Yeah.
Because they are not going to change as much as you would love them to, or think they're going to change for me.
And you're never going to change them.
They're never going to change, and then your standards are going to have to lower. So just cut it off early and don't waste your time. Then get back to being single and happy.
And don't think that you'll be that one girl who can change that one girl.
No one is that one girl. That one girl doesn't exist.
Exactly. You could be Margot Robbie, whatever her name is. Robbie, isn't it?
Barbie.
But it'd be
Hi, Barbie.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Barbie.
And they still won't fucking change them for her. Like,
no.
Don't.
Like Beyonce got cheated on.
Yeah, like literally everyone.
Victoria Beckham got cheated on.
Cheryl Cole, for fuck's sake. Like, honestly.
It's like, you will never change a man. He will only change for himself, and that's very rare.
Like, we were saying this as well, weren't we? This is such a good point. Why do guys, so when guys cheat on girls, why is it always with a fucking Monday?
No, this is true.
It's so true. So literally not obviously every time, but I know so many situations or people that their boyfriends have cheated on them or their husbands, and it's like when you see
it's
the
always
girl,
like a proper
it's
slaggy.
like, what the fuck? Because that just shows that men don't give a fuck what you look like.
No, this was what we were saying.
Any hoe is a goal. They don't give a fuck.
Women.
What is it you said?
So
that was a really good saying. Right?
Women will. Men fuck what they. Women fuck who they want.
Yeah, women choose who they fuck, and men fuck who they can. Who they can. So men fuck.
Women choose who they fuck, and men fuck what they can.
That is so true, and it is honest. I love that saying.
It's so true.
Yeah, it's so true, because men don't give a fuck.
No, like literally any hole's a goal.
But I wouldn't be like, oh, I need a fucking shag tonight. I'm just gonna go
outside and get pissed.
I'd rather wait. But
men,
I guess men need that, don't they? Because
why?
Men are different to us. I've not read, but I listened to a podcast that what's his name? Diary of a CEO. I can't remember what it's called.
Stephen
I'll find
is
it.
His name.
Yeah, and he had like this sex professional on there, and guys need sex. So obviously how they're built, they're obviously the.
And is it we need to nurture?
Yeah, we need nurturing
to love and to grow and to.
Which is why guys are mainly the ones that come on to girls. Like in any sort of situation, the guy is going to be the instigator, because that is built in them. Where girls are the ones that need the guy to come on to us. We need the petting. We need the you look beautiful and all of that to
I do
to get us in the mood.
But we are biologically what we are.
Where men are just can fucking pounce on anyone. Where we need a bit of like, do you know what I mean?
Men are the hunters and we're the gatherers. Or something like that. Men are hunter gatherers and we're the.
It was a really, really good podcast actually, and I just thought, because in talking about my relationship now, because obviously in a guy, I just feel like the guy should be the one to make the first move.
I agree.
It should. I get it shouldn't, like girls can, but I just feel like in the way in all my previous relationships, and I just feel like the guy should be the one to like make the first move. And do you know what I mean? It's a guy thing. Like,
I think
tries it on.
Yeah.
And there's been times where Lewis has been like, why can't you make the first move? Or why is it always me who has to do it? And I'm like, I do try, but then I'm like, it must just be a fucking genetic thing. Because it just don't come naturally. Like, we've all, in our relationship, it's always been him who's like not put in more of an effort, but like it's just a guy. I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like a guy
to let me know that he wants me now.
Yeah, same.
I feel because it's not in my nature. I feel really awkward and embarrassed when I'm like. Don't get me wrong. There are times when I want to pounce on him and like try it on first, but 90% of the time, I want a guy to make me feel like. Because I don't know if I hate as well rejection. I don't want to try it on with him and him be like,
thing for
oh
me,
my god, I'm not feeling it tonight, babe. Get off me. I'd be fucking mortified. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm never trying it again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He probably wouldn't, because no guy would do that. Every guy's down for sex whenever they want. But I would be mortified if he turned around and goes, no, what are you doing? Get off me.
Same. And then the thought I'd be sat there laying there thinking like he's thinking like get off me.
Like, what's wrong with me? Why don't you want to fuck me tonight? Like, what have I done?
I've been sat there before with people and I've been like so fucking horny and been like literally
like dripping wet, but
my
still
fanny
sit
pulsing
there.
and being next to them and thinking like, please just fucking come on to me, finger me, do something. And they haven't. And then they've left and I've literally
and you're like,
been
what's wrong with me? Why didn't you fuck me?
Yeah.
But he's probably thinking, why didn't she fucking touch me?
Yeah.
Because men never used to be like that back in the day, but more men are now want their ego stroked all the time. He was probably thinking, shit, she went into me. She didn't try it on with me. But us girls, message in if you agree. Because I know there are some girls out there who'd be like, nah,
I'll just do it.
Yeah, I'll just do
one
it.
of my best friends is like, she would be all over it, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
I feel
it's a rejection thing for
sexier
me.
and I'm more turned on when a guy tries it on with me.
Yeah, same, because they want.
Yeah,
I know. I feel
I
wanted
like
there,
being.
and then I'm like, yeah.
I like being not in control. What's the dominated?
Dominated.
Yes, yeah, so I want him to come on to me, and I want him to know that he wants it. Do you know what I mean? And then I'll take over. I'll take the lead from there.
Yeah.
But I want you to make the first move.
Yeah.
Because other than that, I'm like, oh,
no.
It's so weird because we've been together 8 years, and I still think like this. I still think sometimes like, oh, have I done wrong? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, women's minds are crazy.
Yeah.
When all men are thinking, I just want to get my fucking dick wet.
Men are probably just sat there thinking like, oh, the government just said there was aliens.
Oh, that's all the last 3 days, mate. Lewis on his phone, he's like, told you the aliens.
We're sat there like, why is he not turned on by me?
I'm like thinking, oh my god, hurry
like,
up, I'm
actually
dripping. Like,
there.
come on. I know, it's so true. It's so true.
Right, on the end of this one, I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to recommend a book for all you girls to go and read. It's the sickest book. I'm on my second time reading it. It's like my Bible. She's got an Instagram page called @let me explain, and the book is called Block, Delete, Move On. I swear to God, it is a fucking Bible for women coming out of relationships or been single for however, or even in a relationship. It will teach you so much about how to love yourself, how to respect yourself, and how to recognise. That's her, yeah.
Followed her now. We'll add it on our.
I'm going to tag it in it because honestly, I've recommended this book to so many of my friends, and when they're coming out of relationships, they've read it and they're like, "This book is life. It is a fucking Bible for women." So yeah, get the book, read the book. You will learn so much from it. If you're wanting to be happy single, if you're wanting to be just happy in yourself, this is an amazing book.
Yeah, we have actually been doing our research, haven't we?
We have.
So it's been like a book club for us at home this week. Yep. So that's a really I've not read that one, so I'm going to get that one. And even if you're married, I think
it's good for anyone. It will tell. It's got it's one of the chapters as well. It's like personality types of the men, the fuck boys that you're dating.
Yeah.
Obviously, not all men are bad, so this isn't like about all men. But you know, if you are coming out of something, the chances are he was probably a fucking dick or a fuck boy, and it will like help you to understand. Because I read that chapter and there was like 8 different personality types, and I was like, oh god, yeah, that's him, and like. That's him who I was with. Oh my god, yeah, this one, fucking hell, that's him. And it just makes sense. Yeah, they're all fitted into narcissistic.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I bet they are.
Narcissistic and easy cunts. But no, it just gives you such a good understanding, and it's really good for self-love too.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Read it. And send us in any girls out there and guys, obviously we love to hear from the guys. Anyone who's happy and single. Let us know your tips, why you're single.
Yeah, your best tips.
Not
on
why
how
you're
to be
single,
happy and
but
single.
why you're happy.
How to be happily alone.
Yes. But yeah, cheers.
Peace out for another one.
Peace out. 8 down, down. Do 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 do. Remember that song?
I do remember that song.
Yay!
Usher.
Ludacris. Hey.